give us hearts to serve them faithfully. And we do this in your honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Ms. Walker, would you call the roll?
Mayor Fowler,
Here.
Councilman Bilbrey,
Here.
Councilman Williams, Councilwoman Hawkins,
Here.
Vice Mayor Hill.
Present.
I'll ask the council now to please consider the agenda and the minutes which we've had available to us prior to the meeting. I would consider a motion to combine both, but if we want to do it separately, that's fine too.
I make a motion we combine both.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. If we want to take a minute to look at the minutes. I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda and the minutes. Or,
I think
okay. I think no comments on the agenda, or I mean the minutes, it looked fine.
none.
Okay, thank you. Under old business, we have to consider approval to award a street paving bid in an amount and to an entity, and we need to look at that. I think we discussed looking at Rogers Group and the streets I think that we have decided to focus on would be Dry Valley Road and West Main Street. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
And Williams Circle, and also the cemetery paving was in there as well. So Williams Circle is $72,000. Dry Valley Road is $31,750. The West Main Street section repairs $11,250. Cemetery is $45,000. Total paving with the cemetery would be $160,000. Of course, cemetery comes out of the cemetery fund.
I was wondering why that jumped up from
Yeah.
my.
So it's
Earlier figure.
$115,000 out of general fund and $45,000 out of cemetery fund.
And we are looking at other streets and other ways that we can improve the streets as well as
That's
the
correct. So
flow
we have,
corrections.
have our engineer looking at Quinlan Lake Road, R.C. Buck area for storm drain issues that need to be addressed. Then we'll begin widening and start looking at what we need to do with that. So we're looking at whether concrete or heavy-duty asphalt would be better. So once we get resolution on all the stormwater, we'll decide what to do to move forward. So,
Mr. Morrison, what did we budget for paving this year?
$145,000.
And how much is the cemetery? Because that comes out of a different fund. So we actually have a surplus of
Yeah, we're gonna have
$30,000
$30,000.
left. Use the rest of the 30,000.
We use it for that.
Crack ceiling. I don't know what the crack ceiling is.
So
Is the intent that you would use the rest of the 30,000?
We use it for that, for additional paving or crack fill on Burton Branch Road. It needs some work to prevent it from deteriorating any further, as well as some restriping around town and things of that nature. So
There was some discussion of a guardrail somewhere.
Also at Burton Branch Road.
Burton Branch.
Mhm.
Thank you. I'd make the motion to approve the award to Rogers Group for the street paving for those 3 streets of Williams Circle, Dry Valley, and West Main for, I believe Mr. Morrison said 115, and then use the leftover for crack fill, guardrail, and other striping as deemed necessary by Mr. Morrison.
Plus the cemetery at
Plus the
45.
cemetery. I'm sorry. Thank you for adding that.
I'll second that motion. Any discussion other than what we've already had? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 4, consider approval and suspend the first reading of ordinance 738-26, which would amend the fiscal year budget 26-27, passed by ordinance 735-26. And this relates to the potential of hiring 2 firefighters. Do you want to speak to that, or do you want the chief to?
I'll let the
Chief.
chief too. If he wants.
That's fine. Roy forgot his glasses, so he couldn't see. First off, I want to say thank you for even considering this. I want to just first off acknowledge the commitment that this council has made to public safety. Over the last 4 years, a huge commitment has been made. We've hired firefighters, we've got apparatus, equipment, and those actions have led to lives being saved in this community. As of today, we have ran the total call volume of 2022 when I became chief. We've already run, as of August 12th, we're sitting at 371 calls. Of those, I went back and did a 340 call analysis. 118 of those calls are coming while somebody's not at the station, while it's on our volunteer time. Currently, there's 2 firefighters that's working full time. One firefighter works a 2-2-3 schedule, so he works 2, he's off 2, he works 2, off 2, then he works 3, and then the schedule rotates the next week. He works from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then after 7 home, and then if a call, he is on call, so he's at home, and then if a call comes in, he is called back in. That's our current staffing model right now. It's it's a growing city, and it's just I'm wanting to try to get as many. I'm wanting to get fire trucks and firefighters there as fast as I can. I think with the amount of calls that we're having, whether they be medical or fire, the time save is critical. Getting up at the middle of the night and going. I don't want to sit up here and just beat a horse. I understand that this is it's a big step for the fire department. So.
Thank you, and a big expense too that we have not budgeted for. I'll let Mr. Morrison speak to the numbers if we're doing 2.
So with 2, it's 24-hour. You're looking at $207,000 increase in recurring expenses. Those are not one-time expense. That is recurring. With the addition that each year, of course, there are going to be increases for insurance and things of that nature. So the actual starting number is $207,000 to add 2 additional firefighters. That'll give you an A, B, and a C shift, which would give you 1 firefighter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To do that, a firefighter on a 2-week schedule works 106 hours. This schedule would be 120, 120, and then a rotation of 96 hours. So every 3 pay periods, that's the rotation they would work. In 2 of the 2-week pay periods, there'd be 120 hours. In the third pay period, it'd be 96. And of course, as it rotated through, each one of those would experience that same pattern. So we're running those numbers. You're looking at 207,000. That's 142,000 in salaries, 12.5 in overtime, 20,500. I think I got the backwards. 20,500 is overtime, 12,500 is payroll taxes, and $32,000 is insurance.
Well, have you been able to run the numbers on perhaps maybe splitting the request to what would happen if it was just one?
I did not run those numbers, but you're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 for one. So
Council?
I'll jump in just, Chief Judd, you're exactly right. We've made some great strides, and it's all, what you're building here. We are taking so fantastic work, fantastic, foundation of what you're building here. We are taking those next steps. We're trying to make the next steps and make the place, make the city safer, make it quicker. I wish we could get to fully, your full vision in one fell swoop. But at the same time, we have to balance, our budget. We've got some overruns this year because we've spent some money out of this, and so with this not being budgeted, I just have some concerns about spending. We essentially spending money out of the general fund for a recurring fund. So that's I know I said that last month. I'm just going to restate it. That's where I am. I want you to have this. I think everybody wants you to have this, but we want to be able to say, hey, we spent these monies in a fiscally responsible way, and we didn't, bust the budget on it. Mr. Morrison, you said, just refresh the numbers. I mean, how much we're going to be in the red a little bit this year because we've gone big on spending some of those numbers. If you could review those for me.
we did. So so this last fiscal year, we actually pulled the 2 fire engines and garbage truck in, which put us about $600,000 in the red. This current fiscal year, you're $1,145,000 in the red. And that was without any changes. Now we have been able to save a few funds here and there, purchasing and getting better deals, but that is currently where you're at. We still have outstanding projects, so we do have $500,000 to match a $1 million CDBG grant for park expansion, as well as several other things that are in that $1,145,000 overrun.
How would it be to just one?
Probably about an additional 100,000. So you'd go from about $1,145,000 to about $1,245,000 over.
We had one up our hall.
Yeah, that'd give you one additional 12 hours, so it'd be similar to what we're doing now. So you have one on a 12-hour rotation. The chief's working Monday through Friday and coming out on call after that. So they give you one other person sitting there from 7 to 7 during the day.
So it would be covered 24/7 with 3.
It'd be covered 7 days a week for 12 hours each day. Some days would have double coverage whenever the chief's there Monday through Friday, but no nighttime coverage.
It's not that there's no nighttime coverage. It's just that the nighttime coverage would be from on call.
They're on
personnel.
call, right? It's volunteers,
Right.
so.
Just want to make sure.
And even
Clear
during the
on that one.
day, we'll call in. Walt's not here, Public Works, Roy comes.
Sure.
I mean, we're all going if there's something big going on
Understood.
because we're going to help David and not leave him stranded. So
Yeah, we have great relationship with our other departments. Plus, we are not in the place where we're ready for a 4-person fire department. We're not in the place where we're ready for a full-time fire department. I think a combination department is where we'll be for quite a while, foreseeable future. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, since we're so far in the hole as it is, as much as I'd like to do this, I hate to make us go more in the hole. I mean, you have to be, as you said, fiscally responsible. And this is something that could be covered under the next budget, when the chief can, present those numbers to the council and look at that. That's kind of where I'm coming from on it.
And I wanted to make sure, I know you're doing your due diligence of making sure the money is spent wisely. And I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't come up here and say, hey, this is where we're moving and where we're heading. This is things that make the fire department better. So.
You know the town's growing. Look at all the people that's coming in and all these businesses. We do need at least one.
But if I understood, there still won't be anybody there at night. Yeah. It's still going to be on call, get up, come to the fire hall or wherever.
Yeah, if you want somebody there 24 hours, you have to pass this with the $207,000 amendment.
Chief, I'll just add another comment. We appreciate you advocating. This is exactly what you should be doing, is advocating for your department. And we're just at this juncture of your advocacy for what you feel you need, and our financial constraints on all the taking in all the other items that we're trying to budget and pay for. Like I said, we've spent some big items in the just recent past, and that's just, it's all kind of coming to a point where we've got to make those decisions as to whether or not is it affordable this year, or is it something we can live with and put into next year's budget. And I echo the mayor's comments.
All right, any further discussion or all right, item number 4 fails for lack of motion, and we will move to new business. Under new business, we have consider approval to suspend the first reading of ordinance 739-26, setting the fiscal year 26-27 tax rate and accepting the certified tax rate. And that's sponsored by Mr. Morrison.
So we've received the certified tax rate from the county property assessor. Of course, they've increased property values, and this levels off what our tax collection is. So the current tax rate was 0.36223 for the last fiscal year. This current fiscal year receiving the certified tax rate of 0.2173. So that is what the ordinance accepts and adopt the certified tax rate as received from the county property assessor, again at 0.2173. Unless you all want to change it.
So just to make sure I understand it, just from a math standpoint, I'm not a math expert. The reason why it went down is because the assessment on property values went up, and there's got to be a corresponding reduction in our
so state law
certified tax rate,
right,
just to make it even Steven on what we bring in property taxes. Did I just say that right?
Right. So state law levels your property taxes every 5 years. So as property values increase, what should happen is your assessment value should lower your tax rate. What it's intended to do by state law is whatever we collected last year, with the increased property value, you should collect the same amount. Now, that's excluding new construction or changes, but it should level off, and we should collect the same as we did the previous year.
And that's approximately 400 is about what we get?
About 410,000 a year is what we collect in property tax.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we suspend the first reading of ordinance 739-26 and we set and accept the certified tax rate of 0.2173. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Item number 6. Consider approval and suspend the reading of Resolution 380-26 to participate in the PEP Judy Housley Safety Partners Matching Grant Program. And of course, PEP is one of our insurers, and Housley Safety Partners, they have a grant available to us under this Judy Housley Safety Partners, and in the amount of $3,000, and our portion would be the $1,500. Is that also correct?
50-50 matching grant.
Well, I make the motion that we approve the matching grant program with PEP. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item number 7. Consider approval and suspend the resolution of 381-26, again to participate in the PEP Property Conservation Matching Grant. This is also, as I understand it, a 50-50 match that we would get $3,000 in exchange for $1,500, basically. Is that right, Mr. Morrison? Any discussion? Then I will go ahead and make the motion that we suspend the reading of Resolution 381-26 and we participate in the PEP Property Conservation Matching Grant Program. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item number 8. Consider approval of purchase of 2 Ford Explorers from Lonnie Cobb Ford on our state contract not to exceed $140,000. And at the work session, I had a stroke when I thought that there were that cars are now costing $70,000 a piece. But I have since been educated, and I understand that is 2 cars at about $96,904, and then we have to put in the additional equipment. Chief, if you want to speak to that, I'm happy to let you.
Currently, we have 2 vehicles which are going to be surplus. We have to remove items from the vehicle, such as the cradle point, the Axon cameras, the electronics, and switch them over. So, have cost. Yeah, and then it has to be reinstalled in the new ones. So, have to cover all of it.
Any discussion, questions? I'll make a motion then that we go ahead and approve the purchase of the 2 Ford Explorers on the state contract not to exceed $140,000. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 9, consider approval to surplus Police Explorer units 1814 and 4529. And hopefully those monies will, when we sell those, will come back and can apply to the new purchases.
They actually, Lonnie Cobb's actually gives us a trade-in on those.
I'll go ahead and make the motion to approve to surplus the Police Explorer units 1814 and 4529. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 10, consider approval of change order number 2 in the amount of a certain amount for Buck Mountain water tank. And we had this explained to us by our engineer, the work session. But Mr. Bradshaw's not here this evening, so I'll let Mr.
fill in.
Morrison speak to it.
So the Buck Mountain water tank is online and operational. We do have a remove exterior tank coating, which is a reduction in contract of $25,200. We have the option of adding a manual transfer switch and plug at the booster station at the pumps that feed it. So if there was a major power outage, we can pull a generator up there and plug it in and fire back up and be operational and maintain water on the mountain. To do that, it's $42,120. So with the reduction, the addition of the transfer switch would only increase the contract price by $16,920 from our original budgeted amount. So the engineer and Mr. Bradshaw and myself would recommend that we approve this change order number 2 for the amount of $16,920. That brings the total water construction contract for the tank to $1,412,920. This was a joint project with Putnam County, so they did fund $800,000 towards the tank replacement. So we've partnered with them on this, so that's been a good deal, and it's working really well. So.
I'll make the motion to approve the change order for $16,000 and some change for the doohickey that Keith just said.
The manual transfer switch and plug,
Also known as a doohickey.
and it is $16,920. That would be your motion. Okay. Vice Mayor Hill makes the motion, and I will be happy to second that. We did hear about the dangers of not having that, and we certainly don't want to incur that. So, without any further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Number 11 says to consider approval of an agreement with USG for an annual maintenance of should be Buck Mountain tank, and that should be also pending review and finalization by the city manager and our legal counsel.
So this last month, you all approved USG to maintain the Mirandy Road water tank. That was a $35,000 a year agreement. That did include a repaint, cleaning, and an annual inspection. TDEC requires an inspection every 5 years. USG is going to do an annual inspection and report back to us any findings, shortcomings, or things that may be addressed before they become an issue. This will be an ongoing issue. It will help us reduce cost and spread the repair costs over time. Once it gets in the system, they'll continue to maintain it, and at any time we can choose to withdraw if we wish to do so. For this tank, the additional cost is only $36.46 a year because it's concrete, it's new, it comes with a 5-year warranty. It does require inspection, so that will continue the annual inspection. It will also, in 4 years, it's prepaying for them to come and pressure wash and clean the outside and check the concrete for any noticeable signs of cracks or deterioration where it settles. And they will also maintain and clean the inside and keep the tanks clean and functioning and operating at 100%. So if anything was to fail that was not covered by warranty, this agreement would cover that.
The annual maintenance, I'd make the motion to approve. We need maintenance on it. I'd make the motion to approve for the annual maintenance for Buck Mountain Tank, $3,646. And then there was something else every 4
year.
years.
With finalization from myself and the city
Indeed.
attorney.
With finalization from yourself and council.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Mr. City Administrator, you're up.
Work session in September will be held on Thursday, September the 3rd, due to the Monday being Labor Day holiday. September the 8th will be this actual council meeting as usual. We will have a swearing-in ceremony. Of course, Tiffany Anton, the new mayor of Allgood, is here with us, and Dan Taylor, a new council member, so those folks will be sworn in. There will be any old business conducted by current council. We will take a pause and then start the new agenda and swear those folks in and begin the new meeting. So that will all happen September the 8th. And City Hall is closed on September 7th. That will not affect residential trash routes. All residential trash routes will run on normal schedule that week. Department heads?
First off, I have spoken way too much. We've seen an increase in apartment fires over the last calendar year, and I would like to touch on some candle safety. We don't care at any time to come out and check your candles if something feels unsure. Make sure you're placing candles 3 feet away from any flammable items. Consider flameless candles. Never leave candles unattended. This is something we're wanting to try to go ahead and stop before it becomes a problem. I am in the process of working with the State Fire Marshal's office to get some literature to put down here at City Hall and keep up at the fire station if you need it. Also, real quickly, I just want to take once again and say thank you to the council. You have made a huge impact in public safety.
So council will recall that for several years, number of years, as long as I can remember, we've contracted cleaning services for this building out in this budget year in an effort to try to get a little bit better quality in that. We've elected to add an additional employee to the Parks Department for the sole purpose of cleaning. So we have hired that individual. Mr. Dalton started yesterday, and Anna, same difference, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. She got him onboarded. We believe he's going to be a positive addition. So he'll take care of that janitorial service here. But in addition to that, he'll clean all the bathrooms and stuff for the guys. That's going to free up about 15 man hours a week for the guys. So when they come in the morning, instead of them doing all that cleaning, Dalton will just do it all day, and those guys can get right straight too. So it's helped us quite a bit. So I appreciate that, and just wanted to let you know we'd finally picked who we believe is going to be a very good candidate for us here.
As usual, the police department's been kind of busy. We've got 47 separate general information reports, 36 investigations, 16 animal calls, 468 property checks, 207 traffic stops, 43 citations, 15 welfare checks, and a grand total of 995 separate little things we've been doing. And on a good note, we are about to be full. We have just hired an individual who begins the 18th, or pardon me, 17th. So he is a certified officer, and he should be able to hit the streets very quickly.
That's always good news. We like to hear that. Is there anyone, did Director Bradshaw have anything that he wanted passed on?
He didn't leave any notes, but I'll give you some updates. So the Brotherton Buck Mountain water tank is online. The pumps, we're running about a day and a half before the pumps have to come on again. That is a 300,000-gallon tank. Main Street water line project, that is a 12-inch line install, is well underway. They have made it to the railroad tracks in front of the fire hall. They are currently, today, we're tying in to First Avenue. They do plan to activate this portion of the line before they go any further, so they can have it already online and connect the services. And then they will continue under the tracks and go on down the road. We're currently negotiating with the railroad on the best way to get under the railroad track. They've been really good to work with, so we appreciate that. And the contractor's doing a really good job. They're keeping things clean and moving along, so we anticipate those hydrants downtown will be active within before the next month's up. So that'll be a plus for us as we continue to move forward. So we're excited about that. Sewer rehab is continuing. We are working currently with TDEC to make some changes. We were having problems with the manhole rehab contractor coming in, so I think what we're going to do is transition that money to do additional pipe bursting. We're having some line issues up Main Street towards Walmart. So we're currently working with engineering and TDEC to make those final decisions and get that project wrapped up. So.
All right. It is now time to ask if we have any citizens or any delegation that would like to address the council.
Sit here and listen to you folks, and I guess I appreciate. We're also on this side of the, y'all talking about over here on Quinlan Lake Road. We're also on this side of the front of the building supply. I didn't hear anything about the construction or considering, and I might have missed it. Around the corner of the Seals Supply where all the trucks and stuff, there's a gully right there coming around from Mullen Street. Once you cross the track, is that considered Quinlan Lake Road when you cross the tracks off of Mullen Street?
It is. It's Quinlan Lake Road, and that's the area where we're having a drainage issue. So.
Thank you for your consideration.
There is a huge dip in the road, somewhere about just past the traffic light, I think, at Walmart. What are you doing about that? Have you considered looking into it? Because I get tired of going.
That was approved tonight to be ground out and repaved.
Perfect. I didn't understand that.
We try to be easy to get along with. Come on up, Mr. Dan.
Yeah, just let you know that your efforts are paying off. You know, the Cookeville Community Center tennis courts got repaved, or still and running late not on schedule like ours were. And so the All Good Middle School tennis team, all 16 kids have been using the courts over here Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, so they appreciate that. And also, if you haven't been out on Saturday morning, it's the flag football at Bilbrey Park. They've got probably 12 teams, hundreds and hundreds of excited parents watching that. So Bilbrey Park's getting used good too, so appreciate that.
Anything further? All right. I make a motion that we adjourn. Mr. Bilbrey, you second that?
I'll second that.
And are we all in agreement? Aye. We all are. Thank you.